Growth truly begins when we deliberately step beyond our comfort zones, embracing the friction and fear that accompany new challenges. We're exploring how pushing past perceived limitations isn't just uncomfortable, but actively unlocks profound personal and intellectual dividends, revealing a deeper understanding of our potential. Take a slow breath and imagine this simple moment. You are about to do something you have never done before. Your mind hesitates, your body feels slightly tense, and doubt whispers quietly. That moment right there is where brain growth actually begins. Most people misunderstand that feeling. They think discomfort means something is wrong. Neuroscience tells us the opposite. Discomfort means the brain is updating itself. It is the sound of old wiring being challenged by new demands. The human brain was never designed for permanent ease. It was shaped by uncertainty, effort, and problem-solving. Our ancestors survived not because life was comfortable, but because learning was constant. That same survival-based learning system still runs inside you today. When life becomes too predictable, the brain goes into energy-saving mode. It repeats patterns, habits, and shortcuts. This is efficient, but it is not adaptive. Growth requires the brain to spend extra energy, and discomfort is the cost. Inside the brain, effort triggers change at the cellular level. Neurons communicate through electrical and chemical signals. When those signals are repeated under challenge, connections strengthen. This is how learning becomes structure, not just information. Dr. Donald Hebb summarized this with a simple rule: neurons that fire together, wire together. But what many people miss is this part. They wire together most strongly when firing is difficult, not easy. Think about learning to swim, ride a bicycle, or speak publicly. In the beginning, your brain feels overloaded. You are thinking about everything at once. That overload is the brain building new coordination maps. Brain scans show higher activity during early learning stages. Multiple regions work together inefficiently. Over time, the brain simplifies the task. It creates faster, cleaner pathways that require less effort. This is why discomfort fades when mastery appears. The brain no longer needs extra resources. But if discomfort never appears, mastery never comes. Comfort locks the brain into its current version. Real life gives us endless proof of this. People who move to a new city often feel mentally exhausted at first. Every street, face, and routine is unfamiliar. Months later, the same city feels effortless to navigate. Their intelligence did not increase overnight. Their brain physically adapted to complexity. The environment demanded change, and the brain responded. This is neuroplasticity in daily life, not a lab theory. Memory follows the same principle. The brain prioritizes what feels important or challenging. Routine events are compressed or forgotten. Novel events are encoded deeply and richly. Dr. Antonio Damasio explains that emotion guides memory. The brain remembers what carried meaning or effort. Discomfort often adds emotional weight. That is why difficult lessons stay with us longer. This also explains why failure is such a powerful teacher. Mistakes trigger error detection circuits in the brain. These circuits demand correction and adaptation. Avoiding failure means avoiding one of the strongest learning signals. Children show this naturally. They fall, fail, and try again without shame. Their brains are constantly updating models of the world. Adults often lose this ability because comfort becomes priority. Aging adds another misunderstood layer. People fear that the aging brain only loses abilities. Modern neuroscience shows a shift, not just decline. Some skills weaken, while others deepen and integrate. Processing speed may slow slightly, but reasoning based on experience becomes stronger. The brain relies more on pattern recognition. This is why older adults often make wiser decisions. Dr. Elkonon Goldberg describes this as the brain becoming top-down. Instead of reacting, it interprets. Instead of rushing, it evaluates. This is not weakness, it is strategic efficiency. Wisdom emerges from repeated exposure to challenge. Each difficult situation adds another layer of understanding. Over time, the brain builds a library of responses. This allows calmer reactions in future stress. People who have faced hardship often show better emotional control. Their amygdala becomes less reactive. Their prefrontal cortex gains stronger regulation power. The brain learns that not every discomfort is a threat. This is why resilience is not a personality trait. It is a trained neural response. Avoiding discomfort prevents this training. Facing it carefully builds emotional strength. Stress research supports this clearly. Short-term, manageable stress improves brain performance. It sharpens focus and memory. Only chronic, uncontrollable stress causes damage. Dr. Bruce McEwen called this stress inoculation. Small doses of challenge prepare the brain for bigger ones. Just like muscles grow through resistance, the brain grows through effort, followed by recovery. This balance is crucial. Discomfort should stretch, not break. Growth happens at the edge of ability. Too much comfort or too much stress both stop progress. Future neuroscience is deeply interested in mindset. How we interpret discomfort changes brain chemistry. People who see challenge as learning release less cortisol. Their brains recover faster and adapt more effectively. This means your thoughts shape your neural future. The brain listens to how you label experiences. Calling effort danger creates avoidance. Calling it training creates growth. Technology is reshaping this dynamic. Modern tools reduce effort and speed everything up. This can free mental space, but also weaken skills. The future brain must choose how to engage technology wisely. Experts predict that adaptability will define intelligence, not how much you know, but how well you learn. Those who stay curious will stay mentally young. Those who cling to comfort will narrow their abilities. Even attention is affected by discomfort. Focused attention strengthens neural control networks. Distraction weakens them over time. Choosing effort trains the brain to sustain focus. Physical discomfort also plays a role. Exercise sends powerful survival signals to the brain. It increases blood flow and growth chemicals. Movement tells the brain the body still needs sharp thinking. Dr. Wendy Suzuki shows that regular exercise improves memory. It also improves mood and emotional regulation. The brain becomes more resilient overall. Comfortable stillness sends the opposite message. Daily life offers countless growth opportunities. Reading challenging ideas, learning skills, or changing routines. Even listening instead of reacting during conflict. Each effort strengthens brain networks quietly. The brain does not measure effort in dramatic moments only, it measures repetition. Small challenges repeated daily create lasting change. Avoidance repeated daily creates long-term limitation. From a future thought view, aging brains will look different. They will not compete on speed alone. They will excel in integration, judgment, and meaning. But only if they remain engaged and challenged. Neuroplasticity does not expire. It responds to demand at any age. Studies show new neurons can form even later in life. The brain waits for a reason to adapt. Discomfort is that reason. It is the invitation to update your internal map. It is proof you are not stagnant. It is evidence of potential being activated. So when you feel that uneasy edge, pause. Do not escape it too quickly. Ask what your brain is being invited to learn. That question alone changes your response. Growth rarely feels comfortable in the moment. It feels slow, confusing, and uncertain. But later, it feels like confidence and clarity. That is the delayed reward of neural change. The discomfort dividend is real. You pay effort today, you earn resilience, wisdom, and adaptability tomorrow. Your future brain is being shaped right now. Comfort preserves who you are. Discomfort decides who you become. Now let me go even deeper into what discomfort really teaches the brain over time. Not in theory, but in real human lives you see every day. Think of people who changed careers in their 40s or 50s. At first, they often describe feeling stupid again. They struggle to remember new terms, new systems, new social rules. Their confidence drops temporarily, and frustration rises. But brain scans show something fascinating during this phase. Their brains resemble younger brains more than their age peers. Researchers call this re-engaged plasticity. The brain temporarily returns to a learning mode. New synapses form, old rigid ones loosen. Discomfort is the gateway that reopens this learning state. Dr. Andrew Huberman explains this in simple terms. He says the brain learns best when alert, but not overwhelmed. Mild anxiety sharpens attention and memory formation. Total comfort does the opposite. It dulls the learning system. This is why people often grow the most during hard seasons. Not because pain is good, but because engagement is high. The brain is forced to reassess assumptions. Old mental shortcuts no longer work, so new ones are built. You can see this clearly in immigrants and refugees. Many arrive in new countries with stress and uncertainty. At first, the mental load feels crushing. Yet many later show exceptional adaptability and resilience. Their brains were forced to remap language, culture, and identity. Neuroscientists find increased cognitive flexibility in such cases. The brain becomes better at switching perspectives. Discomfort literally trains mental agility. Another powerful example is parenting. New parents often describe brain fog and exhaustion. But over time, they develop heightened awareness and intuition. Their brains adapt to constant unpredictability. Studies show changes in empathy-related brain networks in parents. The brain becomes more sensitive to emotional signals. This sensitivity grows through repeated challenge and responsibility. Comfort alone could never create this wiring. Failure also deserves deeper attention here. Most people avoid it because it hurts emotionally. But failure activates one of the brain's most important systems, the anterior cingulate cortex, the error monitoring center. This region lights up when expectations are violated. It sends a signal: adjust behavior. People who never fail weaken this system over time. People who fail and reflect strengthen it. Dr. Carol Dweck's work supports this strongly. She shows that people with a growth mindset learn faster, not because they fail less, but because they process failure better. The brain stays plastic when effort is valued over outcome. This has massive implications for aging brains. Retirement, if it removes challenge, can accelerate decline. But retirement combined with learning does the opposite. The brain stays active because it still has problems to solve. Learning music later in life is a powerful example. Older adults learning instruments show improved memory and focus. MRI scans reveal increased connectivity between brain regions. The discomfort of practice drives these changes. Language learning shows similar results. Struggling to pronounce new sounds feels frustrating, but it strengthens auditory processing and attention. The brain adapts by refining perception itself. Even social discomfort shapes the brain deeply. Speaking up, setting boundaries, or having hard conversations. These moments activate emotional regulation circuits. Repeated exposure builds confidence at the neural level. Avoidance, on the other hand, trains fear. The amygdala learns that discomfort equals danger. Over time, even small challenges feel overwhelming. This is how comfort can quietly shrink one's world. Future neuroscience is now studying something called cognitive reserve. It refers to the brain's backup systems. People with high cognitive reserve handle aging better. They built it through lifelong learning and challenge. Education alone is not enough. It is engagement that matters. People who actively think, adapt, and struggle build reserve. Those who coast lose flexibility faster. Technology adds urgency to this discussion. AI can think for us if we let it. But outsourcing thinking too much weakens neural circuits. The future brain must collaborate with technology, not surrender to it. Experts predict the healthiest minds will be those who stay mentally uncomfortable. Not stressed, but challenged. Curious, but not passive. Engaged, not entertained. Even attention span is shaped by this choice. Deep focus feels uncomfortable at first, but it strengthens prefrontal control networks. Over time, focus becomes easier and more stable. Meditation research supports this too. Sitting with discomfort improves emotional regulation. The brain learns to observe without panic. This skill transfers into daily life stress. The brain is always asking one silent question. Do I need to change? Comfort answers no. Discomfort answers yes. And when the answer is yes, the brain listens. It reallocates resources. It builds redundancy and flexibility. It prepares you for future uncertainty. From a future thought perspective, this matters more than ever. The world will change faster than comfort can keep up. Jobs, identities, and skills will evolve constantly. Brains that avoid discomfort will struggle. Brains trained through challenge will adapt. not because they are smarter, but because they are flexible. And flexibility is the real intelligence of the future. So the next time discomfort shows up, recognize it properly. It is not a personal failure. It is not proof you are behind. It is proof you are stretching into something new. That stretch is the price of evolution. You pay it in effort, patience, and humility. And you earn it back as confidence, clarity, and wisdom. That is the true discomfort dividend.